What's up guys, welcome back. Cross-Banlist Cup 2020. It already has been like a year, went really fast, but yeah, it's a time of year again, so let's go. All suggestions are welcome. Cross-Banlist Cup 2020, so again, I think the tournament scene, tournament stage, etc. is pretty clear, pretty simple, and I want that, you know, just keep it simple as possible, right? Like always, pretty much like a World Cup-like tournament system, 8 groups, 4 decks battling it out, the top 2 decks from each group, you know, will move on to the top 16 playoffs, so pretty much the same like always, right? The tournament rules themselves, a couple of changes compared to last year, 2019, is that of course the addition of Master Rule 3, Standard, Master Rule 4 and Master Rule 5. Although, something important is that I definitely want to include Master Rule 5, so the upcoming Master Rule changes starting April 1st, 2020. And there's one thing, is that, you know, like I'm heavily for real decks, like real format decks, and that's where it might conflict with Master Rule 5, since up until this point, Master Rule 5/Master Rule 2020, April 1st format, isn't really a real format. So going or adding in Master Rule 5, I definitely want to do that, but I'm a little focusing or more focusing towards, let's say, quote-unquote older decks that we would pick otherwise in Master Rule 3, let's say from the top of my head, Satella Knights or Shaddolls that were of course very good during their time, like 2014, 2015, but now looking at Master Rule 5, not again in linked format, both these decks got many new cards, a wider range of extra deck cards, so I think those decks, for example, are pretty much a very safe bet that they will be like a legal deck starting April 1st, 2020. So by including the new Master Rule 2020/Master Rule 5 into the Cross-Banlist Cup 2020, I'm looking forward, you know, like adding in those decks that are a relative like safe bet, like Shaddolls maybe, or Tellarknights or whatever, right? Many more names can be added to this small list. So Master Rule 4, of course, Link decks, I mean, so much shenanigans. We are still like at the end of Link format, but you know, like there's so much shenanigans can be added here in the Cross-Banlist Cup by adding in all those delicious decks from Master Rule 4, right? So again, feel free to leave suggestions for both these Master Rules, right? So well, yeah, Master Rule 3, 4 and 5. Side decks are definitely allowed, so that's a big change compared to previous years, is that, you know, from feedback from the public, some one-handed or at least one-sided matchups is where the side deck might come into play, and again, for the most obvious thing, or being like a deck is of course only allowed to side deck like cards that were allowed or able to be played during that particular period. So let's say Dragon Rulers are not allowed to side deck Royal Oppression because it's banned, or was banned during 2013, right? So I think that's obvious. No FTKs, again, no changes compared to that, and the matches will still be the same, best out of 5. I think that's the most honest thing, right? So again, yeah, feel free to leave your suggestions. I don't think there's any limit. Most easy for me will be like leave any lists, like real topped list from YCS's tournaments, regionals or whatever, like in a Yugioh Pro, you know, like a file or a link to a TCG player or whatever. Like everything is possible, right? So that's the most easiest, the more easiest way, or more easy way for me to start things up. So I'm aiming towards like half of January, like January 20, somewhere like that, to start up this tournament, but yeah, who knows, right? It might take up a lot of time to pick up those 32 decks to battle it out in this year's Cross-Banlist Cup. So again, I hope you guys are looking forward to this, and again, thanks for all the feedback and positive feedback as well. Okay, guys, that's it. Thanks for watching, and feel free to leave a comment or like if you enjoyed the video. Lithium signing out. Peace.